poison. Like, are you gonna die? No, I'm gonna poison. It's the same thing, really. But that was how I thought about things. But you know, so I made a huge fool of myself, and he was just naming all these random body parts where the paint was, like where the glow stick was. So anyway, eventually he realizes that I am completely freaking out and I'm losing my cool. So he finally they make a joke out of this and like, it's on your fucking face. And so I run into the water again, just like washing my face repetitively with like salt water, just like stinging my eyes, trying to get the poison, trying to get the death off my face. So then I run out and Jay just like trying to put an end to this awesome thing, just like, it's on your fucking ass. And so I run in the water, just like dack my pants, try and wash it out of my ass. And then this is the point where I realized that there is no glow stick acid on my ass, and that I've just been making a complete ass of myself. So, you know, that was year 1, and that was bloody hilarious. Year 2 is sort of me being the biggest bitch, because year 4 was my bottom point. I think it is most people's bottom point. Like, it doesn't get... Why, Law? It doesn't get much worse than year 4, because year 4, I don't know, it's just something wrong with year 4. You get a crap teacher, everything just goes bad for you. So, in year 4, when I got invited for that sleepover, we had a huge vote on whether or not to play cricket or to play soccer. And me being a complete major cricket fan voted for that. So then, after it ended up that soccer, I don't know, soccer got like 7 votes and cricket only got like 5. Yeah, big party, 12 people, woohoo! Anyway, I got really fast, and because I just lived next door, I decided I'll just go back and wait till the game of soccer's over. And I know you guys are like, my god, you are the biggest douchebag. How dare you miss out on a game of soccer? I know. I hated it back then for some reason. But, you know, I just end up getting a reputation as that douchebag who stepped out of going to soccer just because he was too pussy. Which is a bad nickname, but it only stuck for like a week or 2. So anyway, year 5. Now, year 5 was probably the peak of me being a douchebag. So what happens is, we play this fucking awesome game called Murder in the Dark. And I know it sounds like a porno movie or something, but what happens in Murder in the Dark is... Oh, it's part 3. Spraying these guys with my Spectre. What happens in Murder in the Dark, which I know sounds really retarded, but what actually happens in it is one guy runs around with a tennis racket, and it's like hide and seek in pitch black. And if you find someone, they just jump out and scream at you. So it's sort of like revenge for killing them or something. But anyway, I, being the douchebag I was, decided that I would go up in the best hiding spot in the house, like on the top of the kitchen bench. So, of course, I win because, my god, it was the best hiding spot. It was out of reach of the tennis racket. It was so grand. Anyway, I got up there, and it's so dusty that I don't realize that I am laying on a meter of grease. And I just get the shock of my life when the lights go on, and I realize I am in freaking donkey fat. Like, it's all over me. So I'm, like, freaking out. I have to go and take a freaking shower. I've got dust all over me as well, because, my god, I'm being called a douchebag by every single one of my friends. And, like, Jay's like, that area is out of bounds, Tom, because it's freaking covered in grease. So, you know, I'm just getting really annoyed, like, because that happened. But I walk it off. Because I'm such a badass. No, I do walk it off, though, and, that name doesn't stick. For some reason, no one actually thinks about me being a douchebag and forgetting to, like, you know, just walk around. Now, the next part, this was year 5, I think. Oh yeah, year 6. Now, year 6 is actually a very funny story. What happens is, in year 6, Jay is having a sleepover, and he's tired, so he and one of my mates, Josh, who often is in these commentaries, he was in Only One Man Moving on Ascension. They both fall asleep, right? So, anyway, I'm awake, and I decided I would respect Jay, and I wouldn't actually go and freaking just join in insulting him, which was a joke, of course, but I don't know what a joke was. Like, I was that retarded in year 6, which I know sounds really weird. But anyway, so... like, I was really retarded, and it was really annoying. But I decided that I would actually just watch some Harry Potter, which, thinking about every other bad like video to watch, Harry Potter isn't too bad. So I decided, well, that was weird. I decided that I would watch that, and during this, Harry Potter thing, I decided during this Harry Potter, Jay suddenly, like, he was asleep, right? Josh had just woken up and everything, and then suddenly Jay yells out, like, "Shut the fuck up!" And Tom Flighty, who isn't my mate, I hate him. No, I don't hate him, but he's just been down on me ever since I was born. Was like, "Jay, why do we need to shut up?" And Jay's like, "'Cause the baby's coming. The baby's coming." And anyway, it's at this point that we realize he is still asleep. He is sleep talking about conceiving a baby. So we are shitting our pants right now. And I'm like, "Jay, are you okay?" And then Jay's just like, "No, it doesn't matter." And then Tom he gets out his phone and tries to record Jay saying a few more stuff about a baby. But instead of saying anything, he actually wakes up and runs off to the fucking toilet. And we think he's going to, like, shoot some sort of, like, baby out of his penis or something. I don't know. This sounds really rank. But, I mean, that's what we thought. We were in year 6, man. But, guys, this story does not end out like you would want it to, with some guy laying a baby. It actually ends up that Jay needed to take a piss, and that he had a dream about a baby, and that he needed to take a piss. And when you need to take a piss, guys, that's when you usually wake up in the middle of the night. So he was obviously halfway between, sleeping and waking up, and he said some really weird things. So that was all hilarious. But Tom Flighty was trying to make sure that I, like, a rank time, and that he said that I didn't even see anything, like, afterwards, because when someone does something really stupid, you go and tell them what they have done wrong. And I was going and telling Jay and everything, and then Tom Flighty's like, "No, you dumbass, you were watching Harry Potter, you didn't see any of it." So thankfully, every single other person at the party puts in a word for me, and is like, "Are you kidding me?" He was the one who asked Jay if it was okay, and that's why he told us to, like, shut the fuck up. So anyway, this was it ended up well for me, because Tom Flighty was, like, had to completely shut up. So that was all great for me, but it was still really downer. Now year 7, this is where, like, this is like a really sad thing. So if you guys want to mute me now, just like skip this really sad story. Then you can. Okay, this is it. I didn't get invited to the party, and I know you guys are like, "What? But aren't you the most coolest person ever?" And I was like, I was thinking that too. I was like, "Aren't I the coolest?" No. But what happened was, I didn't go to the same school back then, and Jay had lots and lots of people over at his party. So, knowing Jay, he didn't actually want me to come. By year 7, this is when I am, like, actually normal. I am normal, and I am, like, alright. I'm not freaking, like, stuffed up in the head. I'm not on pills or anything. Well, I might have been. I'm not sure. I'm not actually stuffed up or anything. So, I realize this is cool. Jay has this tradition on his birthday parties. On the day before his party, he has this massive water slide which he lays across the garden and goes down it, like, at the speed of light, and it's really fun. Anyway, I hear heaps of people laughing because I'm next door, so I hear heaps of people laughing, and I go over and I see that Jay is actually, sliding with, like, all his friends. So of course they see my head pop over, and I ask if he's having his birthday, because I realize it's March and that's when his birthday is. So anyway, Jay, trying to be friendly to me and make it not look like I got completely rejected,